Periscope's trying to go live. Here we are. Everybody, good morning. If you can, please share and retweet. See how long that they allow us to stay up today. Hey, Hugh, Robin. Good morning, everybody. Kim, Nick. See some other people that came in and I can't see your name. Sorry. How is everybody? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Hey, Cindy. How are you? Robin. Robin is here. Elaine, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you. Hey, Alan, good to see you. Again, please retweet and share. Hey, Teresa, good morning. And so I don't forget, God's Views on Political News today will be at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. Hope you're there. How's Gracie? Cindy, she's great. I posted over the weekend a little video of her running. Kim can see comments. Yay! Finally they fixed something. Glad that you're here. Don't forget the show today. Please come into the show today at 1 o'clock Eastern. God's Views on Political News. It will be right here on Periscope. Hey, Lisa. Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, and be ready to comment and bring your questions and everything else. That will be great. Hope you can join us. Let me go ahead and read quickly Psalm 55, and then we'll get started. Cindy, it was pretty amazing. When she went out, I think it was Saturday we were there, and she was running. She just ran like nobody's business. You would never have known anything ever happened to her. So it was good to see. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and do not hide yourself from my supplication. Attend to me and hear me. I am restless in my complaint and moan noisily. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they bring down trouble upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is severely pained within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fearlessness and trembling have come upon me, and horror has overwhelmed me. So I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest. Indeed, I would wander far off and remain in the wilderness. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around it on its walls. Iniquity and trouble are also in the midst of it. Destruction is in the midst. Oppression and deceit do not depart from its streets. Does that sound like today? Hey, Lee, good to see you. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Yuri, good morning. Andrea, good morning. You are so genuine. Well, thank you. Who said that? I can't see that. Let me scroll up. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that. Also, I know yesterday you guys probably saw this, or maybe you had time to check it out or not. Please go over to SusanKnowles.com, scroll all the way over, just look across the top at the pages, look for kombucha brewed right. If you're interested in kombucha that has a great health benefits for you, according to different sources, and I have those sources in the PDF, you can go there, and for a small donation, you can get this. You can start brewing and making your own kombucha, which is really easy to do. I give you step-by-step instruction. You can't go wrong. There's no way that you could fail to do this. I've been brewing kombucha now for a while. I absolutely love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. And I feel that it has done a lot of good benefits for me. Oh, your hair looks awesome. Thank you. It's just a fluke. When it looks awesome, Cindy, it's just, does it all on its own. So anyway, if you love kombucha, Kim, thank you. Kim downloaded my kombucha yesterday, kombucha brewed right. And I have the link. It's also in the Periscope and Facebook and YouTube. You can go there after the show, quickly download it, and start brewing it. I mean, if you buy kombucha at the store, you're going to be paying at least $3.50 a bottle plus. And this you can make for pennies on the dollar. And again, it's healthy. It's got tea in it. It's got, whatever, you want to put in it. I put fruit and other things in mine. And it tells you in the book exactly how to do it, tells you what everything is, tells you what the terms are that you may not be familiar with. And it's really good. So if you have any questions, good day, Nick. If you have any questions, just let me know. So Rockstar's having another biopsy. Okay, great, Elaine. I hope it turns out better than what is happening was before. Free Ricky. No, that can't be you, Ricky. Sounds great. Lee, I think you'd really like it. Kombucha, that's kelp. Nope, no Motown. It's not kelp at all. It's not kelp at all. So, you'll really like, I'm serious about this. You will really like it. It's got tea, it's got sugar, different things in it. It's fermented tea in a lot of respects. Can we say a prayer together for Rockstar? Free Ricky, sure, we can do that. We've prayed for Rockstar before, so everybody pray for Rockstar that he will be healed of the cancer that's in his body, and God, we wish that God's will on him, and that his doctors will tell them exactly what to do in order to heal him. Motown, it is basically fermented tea, and it has a lot of gut health. My book like I said, sets it all out. It tells you the benefits of it too. Does it have probiotics? Yep, Jules. It's really good for your gut. Really good. And your gut health is connected to your mental health as well. And how your physical health. It all kind of goes together. When they say mind, body, and spirit, it kind of, it really is connected. Hey, Linda. For total healing for Rockstar. Absolutely. Pray for total healing for Rockstar. Absolutely, Lee. So, please go check it out. And I think you'll be all the better for it. I want to start bringing up more things for you guys like that for health purposes. Yeah, I'm telling you, Jules. Hey, Cully. So I want to try to bring you more things like this that are very inexpensive. $10 is about 2 cups of coffee from Starbucks, right? So they say gut is related to autism. I don't know if that's true, Motown. I think it could be related more to the shots that they give you, but that's just me. And other people have said that vaccinations have nothing to do with it. So, funny how it started. Autism came up a little bit later. Ricky, I'm not going to have you on, Ricky. I know. Ricky's back under another name. So my gut health is a train wreck. Well, Hugh, try it out. I'm serious. We have to help each other, Elaine said. Absolutely. And I'm going to be bringing you more things like this, hopefully around, $10 a pop that you can. This is an 18-page PDF that I'm giving you that, again, step-by-step instruction, things that you won't be able to get anyplace else altogether. We have, this will tell you how to do it, tell you why it's good for you, tell you what everything means, tell you where to get those things, on and on and on. So check it out. Check it out. All right. Now, New Mexico. If Patrick is in here, I don't know if he is or not, but New Mexico, they love illegal immigrants until such time as the president, according to them, of course, allows them to be released in New Mexico. And then all of a sudden, they no longer like them, but for a different reason. They say, yeah, Lee, it's on my website. Just go across the top where the pages are. It's the last page, and you'll see it. It says kombucha brewed right. So you can go there, you can pay for it there, you can download it there, and it all is there. And if there's any problems whatsoever, just you can DM me or email me at susan@susanknowles.com. Can we talk about cigarette smoke? No, not. This isn't really a cigarette smoke scope. Hey, Barbara, good morning. By the way, Cloud Hub not available on Apple App Store in Australia. Oh, that's too bad, Aussie Nick. Maybe soon. I'll talk to them about it. If you're really interested in getting on it, maybe I can, see what they can do and see how long it will be before they actually can get on it. Thank you, Lee. Lee, and if you do get it, let me know what you think about it. Let me know, is it easy to read? And Kim, any feedback that you want to provide anybody else about it being easy to read or whatever, or you understand everything, that would be good. Yeah, now New Mexico doesn't want them. And so they have sued the Trump administration because they said, you can't just put people out in the street and these asylum seeking people. Well, they need assistance and you're not giving them assistance. Good morning, Dawn. Good to see you. Hey, Pamela. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. Now, here's another thing. If viewing on a mobile, you can search her page for kombucha. Andra said, yeah, thank you, Andra. If you're on a mobile phone, just go over to the left and you'll have little slashes, the three, vertical, slashes, dashes, whatever you want to call them. If you click on that, go all the way down to the bottom, it'll say kombucha brewed right, and you'll see it. There's also, again, a link on this Periscope, a link on Facebook page, and a link on the YouTube page for this Periscope. So you'll see it. Yeah, sue the Trump administration, Carmen. How are you? Hey, political Pamela. Cleaning fridge, so listening. Good morning, Susan. For some reason, I don't get notifications when you're live. Just your karma. I understand that's what's part of censoring, that they don't give you notifications. I'm not saying you're getting censored, but I'm just saying that happens. What you might want to do, just your karma, is unfollow me, unfollow the notifications and follow me back. And that might help. What I do for people, if I know they're going to be on at a certain time, I just set my clock. It'll come on every day at a certain time, and that will remind me to go online and find them. Good morning, Nina. And Nina, I don't know if you heard it yesterday, but there's at the replay, you'll hear some information that I just said about what's on my website. I enjoy your scopes. Thank you, Karma. I enjoy you being here. Kim said the PDF is a wealth of information about kombucha. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. I'm glad that you love that. And I want to hear what you do with it. And if you're making kombucha, if you take that plunge and you do it, I want to know what you think about it. I love it. If I could drink more of it, I would. I start at 11 a.m. Eastern time every day, Karma, except Wednesday. I take Wednesdays off. So 11 a.m. Eastern. I was unfollowed and it was not me. I had to refollow. Maureen said, wow. Okay, about the kombucha. Yes, Nina. All right. So here's another thing that Brian Kolfage, how do you say his name? Is it like Page and Phage? Kolfage? I'll say that. I can never get it. It's tough for me. I'm going to make it and we'll let you know. Good, Kim. Wonderful. One of the border walls that they put up between near Texas and New Mexico. I love kombucha and would love to make it myself. Jules, then you will love this PDF. I'm not kidding you. Because you can't go wrong. I mean, I give you everything. Hey, JVA, everything. So, and if you love it, sometimes I brew 2 gallons at one time. I have 2 containers and I'm brewing them at the same time. Love them. Did you go golfing with the doctors on Wednesday? Yeah, that's it, Hugh. I do that. Cabbage. Colfage. Doesn't sound right. I used to live in Las Cruces. Our church used to help out at shelters, and they have all their shelters in one section of the city. I had never seen that before. This way, their homeless are not walking throughout the city, Vicky said. Well, what they did in down there at that border wall, they opened it up, they opened the gate, and they locked it open. They being the government, and specifically the Water Commission, because the ACLU filed a lawsuit with the local Water Commission and the BLM. We'll get Omar deported. Karma, I don't think so. Honestly, I hope they will. But when you're talking about somebody with care behind them and people being afraid of care, I don't know if that will really get Omar deported. Should it get her deported if everything they're saying about her is true? Yes. I made a batch of apple butter last weekend. Is that good for anything? Good for putting on toast, Teresa. I just bought the recipe in the hope it will give me the same energy as Susan. Thank you, Tom. Tom, let me know if you love it. Yeah, they locked it open, Kim. And so what they did was the people who built the wall left a gate so that the border patrol could go in and out, right? And so what they did, the city, is they opened up that gate and they locked it back because of this lawsuit. Gulfage Wall is loved open. It's loved open. Motown, it's open. It's locked open. Yes. I think she is a U.S. citizen. How can she get deported? Dawn said, yeah, I don't know. Is she a U.S. citizen, Dawn? I mean, I know she came here. Did she become a citizen or is she a resident? I don't know what she is. I've never looked into it. All right. So, I think that's horrible. I don't know how exactly they did that. I mean, you're talking about a wall that supposedly is on private property. So how can you, as the government, now I know they have all kinds of power, don't get me wrong, unless it's something to do with the water and something of that sort that gives them access. I don't know how they just walk up on your property and unlock a door and leave it open. If you know what I would do if I were these people? I would, I'm not advocating that they break the law, but if that were my property, I would certainly look into taking that door off the hinges and putting up something else, closing it all the way closed. That's what I probably would do. That's just me. But anyway, as I said, as long as it's legal to do so, I would talk to an attorney first. But I think that's what I would do. I would leave the lock on it and I would just close it off. And maybe not even remove the door, just close it off. She broke the U.S. laws before and after coming here, which violated the citizenship oath. Yeah, Karma, if she fraudulently got her citizenship, then that is enough to get you deported and to not allow you to be a citizen, right? You would have to be a citizen to run for office, right? I would think so. I don't know exactly, Barbara. I don't know if Congress, what the exact things that you have to be. Probably do need to be a natural citizen, but I don't know if that's somebody who came here and became a citizen. I don't think you can do it as a resident, but it wouldn't make sense, but I don't know. But again, if she got her citizenship fraudulently, then they could take that away from her. It's likely on a right of way. It's probably, that's exactly what it is, Andre. It's some way that the Water Commission has access to it. And that's why the ACLU chose them and the BLM. Well, that sucker shut. Yeah, I literally would take that door off or just leave it hanging there and just put a wall right where the door used to be. A lot of ranchers use the river for cattle or an easement. Yeah, Andra. Why they unlocked the door on private property where they built the wall. Yes, Carmen, but there could be some access to it, like by the city. Like, for example, in California, on my property, I have I don't know what you call it, a lid that you can take off, and the water company is on my property, but as an owner of property, I grant them like an easement. They take that. It's so much of your property they can use. So, and they do. And that's probably the same case here. Agency staff to retreat, though they were approached by illegals, were on the other side. Texas, New Mexico, and Texas, Carmen. Good morning, Margie. I feel like I've missed so much. How Carmen said she married, and I thought, well, she married her brother, supposedly, Motown. At least she said it was, a marriage certificate to marry her brother. And then I think she divorced him and married her current husband. I don't know. But again, if she came here fraudulently the first time, and that allowed her to get married and become a citizen or whatever the case may be, it needs to be looked into. Give them a key. Yeah, well, they have a key. And then they left it open, Karma, for the Border Patrol to come through. So it wasn't locked. But Carmen said, weld it shut. It wasn't locked in the first place. They opened it and they locked it open, that is. So, nobody was doing anything wrong. And, like I said, the Border Patrol had access. Susan, you take no sides and ask no one to do so. That's why I watch you. Thank you, Elaine. I do take sides, Elaine, though, sometimes on, conservatives. I'm on the side of conservatives. I'm never on the side of liberals, but I can argue both sides, Hello, Della. How are you? Well, I would sit there with my shotgun, and if they tried to sit in front of my land, it would not happen. Excuse me. It would not happen. My allergies are terrible. Let's see. Husbands and wives shouldn't be a thing. Husbands and wives. Good one, Nick. Call everyone to protect my property. You never really own property. You just rent it. Good morning, Tim. Good morning. Yeah, I just, again, you always, like, there's an implied grant of an easement that you give to the government. They can do whatever on your land at certain places. They can come in and check things too. Leave it open so you're not breaking the law, then weld in a wall behind it. Nina, that's what I said. That's what I would do too. My son is opening for Kiss tonight in Russia. Maybe Putin is going to the concert. Wow, Margie. Margie, your son has a gorgeous girlfriend. So just so you know, I think you already know that though. She plays a good devil's advocate when you need one, Motown said. Yeah, having practiced law, Motown, as a lawyer, you get to know how to argue both sides. I can see the points of both, but Susan, the human, Susan, the non-lawyer, goes with the conservative side. If USA on one side and Mexico on the other, why would BP need access? I guess, Patrick, if they saw something happening, maybe somebody gets injured on the other side and they want to come through and help them. I mean, that's always a possibility. So, yeah, Margie's son is very talented. He's a very talented artist. If you haven't followed him on Instagram, Margie, you can tell everybody how to follow your son on Instagram too. He's very talented. Okay. I will have to say to you, I did not watch John Dean yesterday talk. I think that's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. Nothing I didn't expect from the Democrats, though. Basically bringing in some guy, a felon. You allow all opinions. That's what makes your scope so good. Thank you, Karma. Bringing in some guy, a felon, former White House counsel to Richard Nixon, who, if you listen to Louis Gohmert talk about his past and all that he had done, this guy is a felon. He's okay. This is going to, for if any kids are listening, close your ears for a second. But this is what you call in the business, like in law, when you'd bring in an expert, and it's somebody who's been an expert all the time. That's what they do. They're called paid whores. This John Dean, I would think, qualifies as one. Although he doesn't appear in court a lot. Oh my God, watching him talk is a waste of brain cells and time you can never get back. I know, Karma. And I knew that was going to happen because he's done this to George Bush before. He came in and tried to say George Bush was, doing something wrong. I don't know. Anybody that he wants to say is doing something wrong, they wheel him in there. Okay, here you go. Now, make sure you do what we want you to do. Good morning, Monique. Monique, watch the replay. He was an expert at lying. Yes, Karma. Now, here's a guy who has absolutely nothing to do with President Trump, his campaign, or Russia. And so what? They bring him in. You can find an expert in everything. D, here's the one thing. Slaves to money. That's right. That's right, Hugh. Here's the one thing about Democrats. And you got to be careful because whenever they talk about something, they say, this guy is an expert. This woman is an expert. You need to go and look and see. I think so, Monique. I think that's true. You need to go because he turned on Nixon. You need to go and see what they are expert in. So, for example, a lot of times they'll do something like this. They'll talk about climate change. And they'll say, well, our experts say that climate change is real and this and that and the other. When you go look at the experts and see who they are, it could be some guy who teaches, sociology at a local college. And I'm serious about that. So you should always check that out. I love when they pointed out his tweets. I know. He hates President Trump. Just finished watching the first 14 minutes. An expert in their dreams, Kim said, yeah, here's what he said after he got off of, sitting there all day. He was sentenced to 3 years, spent 0 days in prison. He snitched to save his butt. That's right, Carmen. So President Trump called him a loser and said, he's been a loser for years or whatever. So after Dean testified, he went on Twitter and here's what he said. Don said, yeah, he's an expert in obstruction of justice, what he went to prison for. I know. John Dean said, would someone get Trump a dog? He needs a friend so he won't endlessly vent on Twitter. He's uninterested in government and policy. He doesn't read. He doesn't exercise. He has no real friends. A dog might save humankind. Admittedly, it's a lot to ask of a dog, but help is needed. What a jerk. I saw a clip of Getz saying the same thing you're saying. Yeah, Vicky, I did that. It was good too. Most of the so-called experts that appear on news channels are paid for by network, Chicago Pop said. Absolutely. Why do you think the networks bring those people on? Because they're going to say what they want them to say. Robin says, what a bunch of crap. I know. What a bunch of crap. And I responded back on something like, yeah, says the man who just vented on Twitter about the president. You know, you telling the president not to vent on Twitter, you're doing the same thing. And saying these things about him, you know, again, personal attacks. Yeah, what a POS. Yep, I have 2 dogs and still rant on Twitter, Hughes said. Trump has laughed about owning a dog, by the way, Motown said. What a ass. I know, Don. Yeah, every president, I think, has had a dog. And President Trump's like, you know, I wouldn't be giving the dog a great life. I don't have time to take care of the dog. We are his friends, even if we don't see him in person, Robin said. The Democrats were disgusting. They praised him like he did something enormous when he's a loser, Karma said. And that's what he is, where he is today. Exactly, Susan. What a jerk. Yep. Just when you think you can't love President Trump anymore, he calls dude a loser. He's so cool. I know, Carmen. And, you know, again, some people are like, oh, that's really not presidential. It's not nice. Well, you know, what's happening is not nice either. I'm sorry, but it's not nice. Some of the GOP reps tore him apart. Dawn said, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Because again, here's what's going on. All right. If you want to know what's happening, I'll tell you this from a psychotherapist point of view, but you don't need to be a psychotherapist to figure this out. What they're trying to do is they have no obstruction of justice, none against this president. But what they want to do is implant in your brain that Nixon, with his obstruction of justice, and President Trump, they are one and the same. That even though we haven't proved it yet against President Trump, he's just like Nixon was. And so they want to leave that imprint in your brain. So you start, you're not going to fall for it, but the left is, hey, Rick, how are you? They want you to think and put the 2 and 2 together. And so that you start looking at President Trump and doubting, was there obstruction? Could there have been? Was there something we missed? Nina said, love it that he finally named Nervous Nancy. I know. Trump didn't have dogs growing up, not his thing. Good for him for not getting one just to appease people. Yeah, Nina. Karma. If you don't want, God, you have just Nina and then just your Karma. Woo. Okay. You two too close together there. Got you confused for a second. If you don't want a dog, there's nothing wrong with that. Know that you don't want a dog and that you're not going to be the one to take care of it. Well, so don't get one, and good for him. Nixon was nothing compared to the stuff Obama and company pulled. Oh, Nick, Obama and and company, as you say, makes Nixon look like a schoolboy. So, I mean, my gosh. Ugh. And again, here we go. They don't want you to start looking at the real stuff, you know, about what the Democrats did. You know, we talked about yesterday. Kim said they want to place doubt and the brainwashed sheeple will fall for it. That's right, Kim. Dogs are a lot of work, maybe a cat. Yeah, not even a cat. He's not a dog or cat person, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't think he'd like cats either. Think he's a clean freak, probably doesn't want to deal with the dog hair. Don, exactly. And that's okay. You know, again, if you know that's what you are and you don't want them, good for you for saying no. I don't want one, and it's okay. It's the same thing if you don't want to have children. It's okay. It's okay. People should be able to do, like, you know, what they want to do with their lives. It's okay. Especially when they don't bother and interfere with other people's life. Corruption is how the Dems define as presidential. You have to be morally corrupt to be a politician, Monique said. So, yeah, I mean, I'm little I wouldn't say concerned, disappointed maybe that Barr turned over the information that Nadler wants. Not that there's anything in it that's going to harm the president, but at some point you need to draw a line. Susan might know, weren't only about 5 or 6 people sentenced over Watergate served combined 10 to 20 years. Yeah, it was a small number of people, Aussie, as I remember it. He's just a bit busy. Yeah, I know, Nina. He doesn't really have time to take care of a dog. Trump needs a horse and I'll help take care of it. Exactly, Kim. If he needs a horse or a dog, I can come there and I can be the person that takes care of them for you. Me too, Nina said. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you see what I mean, Nina. I'm a little disappointed. You got to call this off. It's a bad precedent, and you got to say, look, we've done this for 2 freaking years. We need to put an end to this. We need to move on. They're not going to end it. They wanted Mueller to go on past 2020. They really did. And they want this to go on, and they're going to keep it going on. And Nadler's being put under pressure from his people to make something happen, and they're not going to stop. And maybe a court would tell you that you have to do it. And maybe Barr's thinking, I got to get this done before the campaign really goes into full swing. It disappoints me because it's kind of like saying he will bow down to Nadler. I know in a way, Monique, but a court's going to look at it and say, what did you do to mitigate damages? Draw a line somewhere, Dawn said. Trump has a kitten called Melania. He's set. Karma said. Barr might be smart not giving Nadler a political fight. Much more important stuff coming. Yeah, I think, Nick, that he's probably saying, let me just give him this stuff, get this all done before, the campaign goes into full swing. Because if it drags out, the court may tell him to go ahead and turn over that stuff. And then you've got this long, drawn out battle. I pray some Dems with a slither of common sense see through all of this and think about it. Robin, they're going to go along with their party. You might have Manchin who doesn't do it, Joe Manchin, but everybody else is going to. This is such a disgrace. This needs to be stopped, Nina said. Yes. Wasn't Nixon actually a decent president with exception of the Watergate stuff? Well, that was pretty big, Herman. So, I mean, probably negated a lot of what he did. He was okay. I mean, he did some good things, but we're at the halfway point. If everybody could retweet and share, I would really appreciate it. Oh, you're talking about the citizens. Yeah, Robin, that could possibly happen. Nick said Barr chooses his battles wisely, plays the legal and political game next level. Yeah. He knows what's going to happen. Again, as an attorney, one of the things that when I was practicing law as an attorney, you've got to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of everybody else. You've got to know what if I go this way, this will happen. If I go this way, this will happen. If we do this will happen. You got to have all that strategy in your head and know what's going to happen before it happens so that you can get the best outcome. They are timing it in time for the debates, Dee said. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, I think we talked about this yesterday. Gillibrand is going to be in that first date. She's secured enough, I guess, donations and all that stuff so that she will be in that first debate. I hope they just wipe the floor with her. Nixon was pro-Israel. That's all I know about him, Carmen said. Nice, Susan. Good point. Well, thanks, Nick. All right, let's see. Some other things. I love this. The Justice Department is investigating the investigators, as we know, and told Nadler through a letter yesterday that telling Congress its review, that's the DOJ's review, is going to be broad and in scope and multifaceted. This came from Attorney General Stephen Boyd, who is with the DOJ. Besides Watergate, Nixon had to deal with Vietnam. Yeah, that's true. So the letter made it clear, and this was a letter sent to Jerry Nadler. The letter made it clear that the DOJ review is not limited just to their specific agency. So they're not going to look at was the DOJ and the FBI corrupt in all of this, but they're going to scrutinize the entire intelligence community as a whole. That's pretty big. And I know that Congress isn't part of the intelligence community, but indirectly, maybe there's something there that they can go over into and look at if need be. And the DOJ made it clear that they weren't just looking to see if policies were violated. They're looking to see if any laws were broken too. So that kind of sets the tone saying, we've got a lot of stuff we're going to look at. We're not going to just narrow it in scope to kind of like maybe where you would hope that we would look at it from the angle from. We're going to take a broad brush and we're going to look at a lot of stuff. So now, also some other news that came out, Kim Jong-un's brother, the one that was killed by the woman that came up to him in a Malaysian airport in 2017, smeared his face with what appeared to be nerve gas. They have ties to the intelligence community. That's right. They do. And I'm sure they're going to find out there were some leaks, Adam Schiff, but and that'll be part of it. So did you know that his stepbrother, Kim Jong-un's stepbrother, was a CIA operative? Did you know that? D-Class brings down the house. That's right, JVA. Yeah, he was informant from the CIA. I mean, come on. And they also said he was providing intelligence to several other countries and that China was named specifically as a beneficiary of his information. So he was giving a lot of information out. And so I guess, and they'll never prove it, but that Kim had him killed. Nixon is the only person that thought he wasn't a crook. I know, Karma. He was a pathological liar, pretty much. Yeah, Maureen, can you believe that? It's like, oh, well, that's interesting. You learn something new every day. That is crazy interesting. You wonder why that information comes out now, though. Is it because the people who are telling you about it are doing so to tell you President Trump trusts Kim and he shouldn't, and therefore we shouldn't be doing anything? To me, when they bring out some information that's typically kept secret for 30 years, they're doing it to hurt somebody, namely President Trump. Yeah, his brother, his stepbrother, it's like his half brother, Nick. He was murdered in an airport when this woman came up and smeared something on his face that appeared to be nerve gas. Carmen said, what the heck? They got him. Motown said, yes, shocking to hear. Crazy world. Yeah, absolutely crazy world. Exactly. Good question. Nina said, yeah. Yeah, because stuff like this, that never comes out. It's like 30 years down the road, and then you might hear about it. These two females with North Korean agents applied toxins, brainwashed to think a reality TV show. Wow. Wow. Kim killed him for sure, Carmen said. I've heard thanks to Trump just how powerless we are as Americans after elections. Yeah. Maureen said, yep, I remember. Let's see other information. My God, there's just so much. I like my boring life. Maureen said, yeah, Maureen, you kind of appreciate things, don't you? Now, there's a rumor going around that the Democratic Socialists, and I think probably the Justice Democrats may have been involved, although they didn't say so, that they're thinking that, let's see, I know the story well, brother was trading in nuclear secrets and arms. Wow. And he wasn't even Arkansas-ed, So they launched a full-on assault of the House of Representatives in 2018, as we know. And that's how you got AOC. That's how you got Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and others. They're claiming that they want to, for 2022 and 2024, to have AOC run either against Schumer or Gillibrand. Can't imagine. Maybe it was just wedding cake on his face. There you go, Wayne. Yeah, because that has the same effect for some people. So maybe that was. So, and the rumor again is that AOC is going to run and try to get the seat away from Schumer or Gillibrand. Good luck with that. But anyway, she's popular in her home district, they say, but her communications director, Corbin Trent, if you can believe anything he says, is saying that having worked on her campaign, I don't think we're going to be moving into a different role anytime. So at this point, just a rumor. What's your thoughts on the LGBTQ flag being thrown at embassies and discussed by? Okay, so Karma, here's what I think about that. You're given a directive by the president not to fly the whatever flag, the red, pink, and orange, the black flag, the green flag, whatever the case would be. The president of the United States told you not to fly the flag at the embassy. They should be, I don't know what consequence you could give them, whatever it is, they should have it. And I did notice that in one of the two embassies that I saw, the rainbow flag was above the American flag. That doesn't happen. That should have been taken down immediately. I don't know what these people can be. The consequence can be the people at the embassy. They need a consequence. The reason they did that it had been under Obama totally okay to do that. Well, guess what? There's a new sheriff in town. He's called President Trump, and he said no. And that's all you need to know. and you needed to follow that directive. I would kick those people out of the embassies, what I would do, but that's just me. I wouldn't be surprised though. Why do they think they deserve special treatment? It's disgusting. Because they got special treatment for 8 years and they continue to get special treatment. I mean, it's happening. We have to admit, the smaller minority groups are becoming the more powerful than the majority of people, whatever the case may be. Taken down and torn up, suspend, no pay, whatever, Maureen. Yep, you're fired. There you go. You did not follow the president's directive. Shame on you. You may not respect the president. You got to respect the office. Consequence, absolutely, Monique said. Yeah. American flag is always flown above other flags. That's right, Jerry. And that I would get them for that, if nothing else. 2 words, you're fired, Della said. I didn't have a problem with them until they started demanding special treatment. It needs to stop. Karma said, fix that problem. Elaine said, Obama let them do anything anti-American. Of course, Maureen. He let them do anything because he believed in any policy that was against American principles or against principles that traditional values of America. Last U.S. ambassador to Australia under Obama was very pro-gay with the husband before Australia laws changed. Nick said, fired sounds appropriate. Maureen said, I'm sure Pompeo will take care of business. He's like Trump. He don't play. Yeah. And Pompeo said, I don't want any other flag, except the American flag flying at the embassy. Reasonable. We need to add on to the end of the LGBTQ. Yeah, for straight. I know LGBTQ 57672200. I mean, it's too much. Obama liked making his political statements to allies. Obama liked bending over, Nick. He bent over to everyone and bowed down to everyone. So that's what Obama spent his time doing. I was fine with LGBT until the mentally ill started in. Motown said they're just gone too far, Karma. But Karma, hasn't everybody who can gone too far, no matter what the case is? Wonder how Muslims feel about Obama being gay, Barbara said. But seriously, it doesn't everybody in this country and everybody almost around the world these days, if you find that there's a way for you to get more, to demand more, everything else, people are just trying everything and anything they can. Exactly, Susan, on Obama. So, I'm not surprised that the LGBTQ XYZ has doing what they're doing, Muslims care doing what they're doing, and anybody else. At Obama bending over, sorry, couldn't resist, Karma said. Obama did not love America. Well, Maureen, did you think he loved America? I'll see Nick running out of letters in the alphabet for this stuff. I know we're going to have to go to numbers and then symbols and stuff like that, Nick. All right. So the Masterpiece Cake Shop, once again, people's sexual orientation shouldn't have a flag flying. I mean, if that's true, where's our straight flag? I know. But of course, as a straight person, Dawn, you're not allowed to have a flag. You're not allowed to have a parade. You're not allowed to do anything. Keep poking the bear, Noala said. Regular gays do not appreciate what's happening. Barbara, I know gay people and they're like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, they don't like it. They don't think that there should be special rules and privileges and on and on and on. So those are the more conservative gays and they don't like it. They don't like what they're seeing. But you know what? If you're a conservative gay and you speak out against liberal gays, you're going to be in trouble just like anybody else. So they just keep quiet. All the emoji fruit symbols next. Oh, please no. Yes, Nick, it's next. They wanted a P meaning pedophile. Oh, that's disgusting, JVA. We are becoming a country of special interest. That's right, Chicago Pops. Everybody is protected except those who are conservative, Christian, white, and male. There you go. Obama and his child friendship bracelet with Joe has pizza slice bead on it. Weird stuff. Joe retweeted a picture, Jerry said. I don't get why the Republicans don't scream about it. No spine. That's right, Nina. I have a shirt from the Ark that says, take back the rainbow with scripture. Yes, the rainbow is God's symbol, that he will not flood the earth again with water. That's what it means to me. They fought for gay rights and this embarrasses them. I know, Barbara. A lot of gay people I know, they didn't even want to get married. They didn't want to have that either. Trans want to be treated special, whereas the real special needs want to be treated like everyone else. There you go, Motown. Everything is everything is really upside down. We have to admit the world is kind of inside out. Whatever you think, is one way. Whatever you think is good is bad. Whatever is right is wrong. Whatever is black is white. Red is green. Whatever. Pick a case. That's what it is. And we're doing more and more and more and more of that every day. Now, this same woman is suing the Masterpiece Cake Shop. Why do we have to be exposed to the pride stuff? Because, Maureen, you will have to surrender. Because if you don't surrender, then that means there's something wrong with you. Funny they use pride. What does the Bible say about pride? That's true, Robin. Clown world, Motown said. The gays I know don't shove it down your throats. That's right, Karma. I always thought it was interesting that they chose that symbol. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Considering, let's see, biblical. Yeah. And again, I think most of you have people that that you have gay friends. I have gay friends that they know like where I stand biblically. They don't try to intrude on my life and tell me what I need to do, and I don't intrude on theirs. We both know where each other stands, and we can be friendly towards each other, whatever. But, I'm not going to change my biblical beliefs for them. And they know that, and they're not going to change. Some of them have the same biblical beliefs that I do. So, all right. So the Masterpiece Cake Cake Shop is being sued by the same woman. Don't know exactly where it's going to go, but I'll try to say this as you can be civil. You can be civil with people. You don't have to hate people. So I'll try to tell you what she was asking for in a cake. I know that there may be children listening, so I'm going to try to do it as sensitively as I can. So, she at one time wanted a cake to wanted this guy at the Masterpiece Cake Shop to bake her a cake to celebrate Satan's birthday, with cheesecake frosting that would feature a large figure of Satan licking a 9-inch black. Okay, get it? Hey, Carol, good morning. And an actual working model that can be turned on before we unveil the cake. They need to find that woman for taking up the court time. Yeah, they need to. I know, Nick, I'm telling you. It's malicious prosecution is what it's called. She also requests other cakes with pentagrams and upside down crosses, on and on and on. This woman knows. I know Lexi's ears. I tried to be as sensitive as I could. This woman knows exactly what she's doing. She hates this guy because he is a Christian and doesn't embrace her way of living and her life. And again, why does he have to embrace her life? Why does she need to embrace his? Live your own life. Leave each other alone. Oh, she made that up to start something. Of course she did, Barbara. Of course she did. Now, remember when Joe, she's working the system. She is. Yeah, Carmen. She really is. Remember when Joe Biden said he believed in the Hyde Amendment, which says, hope she enjoys hell, Carol said. When Joe Biden said that, the federal government should not have to pay for abortion, and everybody's like, what? You said what? I wonder if this woman has any idea of the horror of satanic stuff. She probably maybe practices it, Lee. I don't know. Or maybe it's just to, throw it in his face. JVA says disgusting. Nick says it's just progressive targeting of Christian faith. Yes. Why is this vicious, relentless litigation not a crime? It is after a while, Tim. Sounds like pornography law violation, Jerry said. That's what gets me. They have to force themselves on everybody just because. And that's not everybody, Carol. That's not every gay person. That is particular gay people who believe in being radicalized about their beliefs. My thoughts exactly, Tim Marvin. Yeah, exactly, Don. So anyway, Alyssa Milano, I want to call her I was trying to think of a good name for her. This pro-abortionist, pro-death of children woman. got together and reportedly had a conversation with Joe Biden and flipped him back on the Hyde Amendment. And now he believes that there should be, the federal government should be paying for abortions. All you have to do is say, sorry, cannot make it. I'm booked solid. Barbara said, Christians under full attack, Maureen said. Let's see. Motown said, wait, was this real? Sort of a good trick. No way will court side with her, trolling the courts, Motown said. Dawn said radical gays. That's right. Lost is a good word for her. Carol said, yeah, I mean, Milano. And, here's a woman that has children of her own, again, that wants you to go ahead and kill your children, and she's okay with that. Yes, call her to make the cake. Alyssa can. Exactly, Jerry. They won't force him to bake a pentagon pentagram. Yeah, that's Motown. That's one of the things that in the past she had wanted him to do. And he said, no, I'm not making a pentagram cake, but have a nice day. Go across the street and ask the Muslims to make it for you. Of course, she won't go across the street and ask them. Time to trade our cloaks for a sword, Tim said. Biden is so behind in what people want. Barbara, it's sickening to watch what's happening with our legal system, with our political system, with every system we have. Once RGB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg retires and AC Barrett goes into the Supreme Court, a lot of these targeted test cases will slow. Hopefully, Nick, but I don't know when and if Ruth will ever retire. I don't see that happening. She will die at her desk, and then maybe we'll know about it. I don't know. Did you know this, that Reince Priebus was commissioned as an ensign in the U.S. Navy over the weekend? Yeah, I can bake the cake, but my decorator quit. Yeah, Barbara, I'll make you a cake and you can put on it anything that you want to put on it. I'll put happy on it for you, but I'm not going to put happy birthday Satan. I could put happy birthday, but not Satan. Trump has woken up America. Yes, Carmen. And Karma, Trump has woken up America because God is working through him. And let's not ever forget that. I really would just like an hour in a room with Alyssa. I'd have to encourage to stay in Hollywood, then I would have to repent. Yeah, I know, Dawn. She is dead, I think, Barbara said. I think there have been some sightings, Barbara. Biden was a token white guy. Yep. 2009 to 16, no need for him anymore. Playing guitar at the rest home on the 4th. My soldier friend is coming to hold the flag and salute the vets. Nice. Nice, Carol. Amen, Sister Karma said. Yes, Susan, it is God's will. Absolutely, Maureen. Well, I use the word retire, but covers a lot of possible outcomes except zombie. That's not okay. Nick said, we woke up and the nightmare is real. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, as I've said from the very beginning, it's been like, the swamp has been like a cesspool where you can, when you talk about these people, you can actually, I have this vision in my head of these people coming up with their heads above, just a little bit above the cesspool and going back down and bobbing up and down. That's what I see when I talk about that. And it is, God is exposing everything. Hey, Sue. Yeah, please do watch the replay. God is exposing all of it in every walk of life, from pastors to politicians to, the police, lawyers, God, you name it. It's all being exposed. It's pretty darned amazing, and it's great. I'm glad that God is doing that because many of us were asleep. I woke up a few years back, but I didn't realize. And when I woke, it's probably been about 5 years ago now. It was a horrible thing for me to realize that everything that I thought about my country and believed in was mostly an illusion. That's hard to swallow. Who knew God would choose Donald Trump? Guess he knew Trump was strongest to fight the bad guys. Carol, I mean, he knew Trump. He prepared Trump for this job 30 years ago. He placed that on him, and he knew, I believe, that Trump, he works 24/7. He's the only guy that could work this much and this long. Obama, he showed up at work around 10 o'clock every day, they said, and left around 4. So, the Democratic Party is truly Satan's party. They took, so help be got out of the oath for witnesses. Yes, Vicky, an atheist recently tried to take that off of the dollar bill or our money, and the court said no. Border Mike said once she was in an institute in Arizona. Who are we talking about, Barbara? Because that conversation went so around and around and around. The Dems are trying to take the word God out. They're trying, yes. I'm just so very thankful Trump won in 2016. The alternative is too horrific to consider. That's true, Nick. And if we don't keep the Republic and Trump doesn't get reelected, we're going to have the same nightmare. They didn't say all will be revealed signs. Yeah, God said all will be revealed. I mean, he's gonna reveal it all. David was not near perfect. Yeah, David wasn't perfect either. Let's see. Yes, they say all will be revealed. Yes, this was all. Gosh, it's going so fast. Obama wanted to destroy America. I said it from the beginning of his presidency, Robin said. Yes, I believe God knows each of us before we existed. Oh, absolutely, Maureen. He made us. Oh, Ruthie. Barbara's talking about Ruth. Okay. Yeah, we should get t-shirts with God on it, Maureen said. Yeah, I mean, if we could think of something to do, of what to write on it. In God we trust with a bill on it. I mean, that's whatever. But did you hear what I said about Reince Priebus? Can you believe that Reince Priebus joined the Navy? He's an officer in the Navy. That was like, what? We need to be in prayer for his replacement. There are so many people, even his own party, who are against him. We need to raise up God-fearing Republicans. Yeah, Vicky, for his replacement in 2024. And we need to keep praying for President Trump. I pray every single day. I'm sure you guys do too. We need to fight like hell for 2020, not sit on our butts like 2018. Like 2016 too, Nina. We seriously, there is no time to waste. It's going to take more than 8 years. Vicky said, you're never going to clear the swamp. It's not going to happen. You're going to, do what we're doing now and maybe a little bit more, but it's not going to be ever cleared until God returned. God's not dead. He's just testing us. Karma said, yes, one nation under God. Nina said, that's crazy. He's too old for Reince. No, I don't know how old Reince is though. Reince looks good in that uniform. I didn't know that, Lee said. Thank God Supreme Court kept it in place. Yes, Dawn. How old is Reince? I think you can be like 30, 35, 37 or something. I can't remember what the cutoff is for the. Yeah, there is an age limit. Different age limit, I think, for officers than for enlisted, but I'm not sure about that. Trump needs to work on draining the swamp and think Barr 2024, Nick said. Barr might be pretty good. I'd have to see and know more about what he thinks. It's good about him. It's cool about him. Maybe he wants to run for president one day, so this looks good. Barbara said, Trump has gained many voters that didn't vote for him the first time, Robin said. Yeah, I think so. And I think as long as the Democrats keep doing what they're doing, that President Trump may gain even more people. He's under 40. I'm very concerned with all the illegals that will be voting in the next election, Kim said. James O'Keefe. Yep, we're going to talk about that at 1:00. Reince is 47? Okay, now that's crazy because I don't know how he was commissioned when other people weren't. Yeah, it's somewhere in the 30s. So they made a special exception for him, which I'm not happy with that. I don't think that should be, but whatever. Didn't the Democrats remove So Help Me God already from swearing in? Yes, Karma, they did. They did. I heard Barr did not want to leave retirement, Maureen said. Carol said he's 47, just looked it up. That's crazy then, Carol, that he was commissioned. Had a friend go in and had to get everything turned in before 40, Barbara said. Yeah, they gave Reince, obviously, a special pass. Was he in before? I don't know. Born in 72, Della said, and Carol. Yeah, that's crazy. What branch did he go in again? I think it was the Navy. Dawn, let me see. Yeah, it was in the Navy. I don't know if he was in. I don't know if he had been, in the, what do you call it? Oh, I can't even think of the word I'm thinking about. Reserves. I don't know if he was in the reserves and maybe that's why it happened. He might have been recommissioned. He's too old if that's the case. Nina said, Barr is going to turn the house on his head. Can't wait. I hope so, Karma. I hope so. We talked about yesterday how Horowitz's report might be delayed, according to Mark Meadows. Yeah, I don't know, Lee, if he's a reservist or not. I don't know. That's what I was just asking. And so I want the report, I want it done. He was enlisted, Nina, do you think? He was enlisted and they became an officer? I mean, that's possible. But I didn't think he was enlisted. So with Horowitz's report, I'm saying get it out here. Let's see it. If you want to go talk to Steele over in the UK, which might take months, go ahead. But let's get the report out, what you have. Vicky said he's too old for the reserves. Well, he could have been in the reserves, Vicky. He could have been in the reserves, and maybe he was enlisted in the reserves and became a commissioned officer. I don't know. I don't know. He became an ensign, so joined as a reserve officer, Carol said. So that's I guess that's what happened. That's why he could do it. He was in. All right, everybody, please come over at 1:00 Eastern, which is in an hour. In 1 hour, we are going to be on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. We're going to be God's Views on Political News. Come on over. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. Hopefully everything will be working so that I can see everybody's comments this time. We really appreciate your coming over. Please go to my website all the way across the top, Kombucha Brewed Right, if that's what you want. Download it right there and you'll get the best tasting stuff that you've ever had. I believe. I really love it. I personally love it. All right. So see everybody at 1:00. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please retweet this. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in an hour. Take care.